What's happening, beautiful people, and welcome back here. I hope you're all feeling awesome so far after this week's sessions. Today's session is going to be more of a restorative approach. So all we're going to need is a yoga mat if you so choose, and as always, these bodies and an intention to breathe and feel amazing in these bodies and maybe get rid of the monkey mind for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start flat on our backs here, and I'm going to start with my right foot flat on the floor and then left ankle over that right knee. And from here, maybe I'll push into the left knee a little bit if I feel a little tightness in this left hip. But then I'll go ahead and reach through, grabbing the back of my right leg here. And I'm gonna begin to pull my knee toward my chest, that right knee toward the chest. And you're gonna feel a nice stretch sensation there along the left glute. And you can ease up on it, working in a dynamic fashion here. And then pull back a little bit. Maybe you rock back side to side if that feels good. But just be in this space here for about 30 seconds, breathing through any tension or tightness. And if at any point it's a little too much, you just put that right foot back down. And then maybe you try again. Regulating the air in and out. So just mindful of the breath, mindful of where it's going. And then we can go ahead and switch sides. So left foot is flat, right ankle over that opposite knee, and we'll thread the needle and grab that left leg. And you may notice that in one side you're a little tighter than the other. For example, I was a little bit tighter on that opposite side. And I feel like I have more space here, so that's totally normal. We're just taking this opportunity to explore and be in the body here. Create new space in the body. Breathe into the body. You can rock side to side. Maybe work some heel taps or foot taps in this dynamic fashion, if that feels good. Nice. And then we can return to neutral here. So bring that foot back down. We can let both legs go long. And we'll take a breath, fill up into the belly. Let it all go. Take another breath in. And then on that exhale, let's bring the right knee into the chest and let all the air go. And you can start to bring that right knee up toward the right armpit if that space is available. And just give yourself a big hug here for a sec. Bring that knee as high as you can. You can maybe do some internal rotation circles, some external rotation circles, but just make little circles with the leg if that feels good. And then we're gonna take the left hand over that right knee and bring the knee across the body. Guide that knee across the body. And then the right hand is gonna reach toward the right and the eyes are gonna look toward the right. So working into this full twist here. And just letting gravity work on this right leg. And this is gonna feel great. If it's a little intense, you can work in a dynamic fashion. So kind of just bringing that right foot back and then creeping into that space. Bringing that right foot back and then just working into that space. But if this feels great here for you, and take a few deep breaths. We'll be here for about another 20 or so seconds. Just feeling that nice rotation all the way up through the spine. Reaching as far as you can toward the right with that right hand. And then eyes toward that right side if you can as well. One more breath here. ready, give it one more squeeze if that feels good. And then we'll let it go. And let's work on the opposite sides here. So left leg comes into the chest. And again, for the first few seconds, just kind of explore what it feels like to bring that knee up toward the chest. You can work little circles going in both directions. You can pull that knee up toward the armpit at an angle and just see what angle is it that you have the most space in the hips. And then when you're ready, you can, with the right hand, guide that left leg across the body. Feel that twist all the way up through the spine. You might feel some cracking in the back there. That's pretty cool. It's good. We're just realigning. And then that left hand is going to reach back toward the left. And if you can, work that gaze toward the left as well. And just get the most out of this twist, the most out of this rotation. And if you want more, you can take the left hand here and push a little bit in that direction, taking the right hand and pulling that inner thigh toward the floor. And again, if this is a lot, you can go back to that dynamic fashion. So let's hang out for another 20 seconds. One more big breath, as big as you can get it. And just let it go. Bringing that left leg back, maybe you give it one more big hug. And then we can let that leg go longer. And then from there, let's take a big morning stretch. So just kind of reaching a big up over the head and pointing the toes forward. Take a big breath in here in this long morning stretch. Big breath in, fill up. And on the exhale, let's sit all the way up and reach for the toes. Now, it doesn't really matter if you get to the toes or not. The idea here is just to allow for the torso to melt over your thighs and try and bring the chin toward the chest. And let's just open up some space here in the back side body, this lumbar spine, the hamstrings. And if it's intense, you can work again in a dynamic fashion. So kind of sit up for a second, take a breath. And then on the exhale, again, just allowing for the torso to melt right over the thighs. And we'll be here for another 15, 20 seconds. Exhale lets you settle into more space. Beautiful. And then very slowly we'll start to unwind. And if you're in this position, let the head be the last thing to rise and just work slowly. And then we'll reposition here and we'll go into a quad stretch. So I'm gonna lean over to my right side and I'm just gonna bring this left foot back and just hook it into place here along the top of the foot. And for now, I'm staying on my elbow. If this is intense, you can work from the palm. And you can also work in a dynamic fashion, so kind of just working from the elbow to the palm, you know, working a nice stretch in the quadricep, this front thigh muscle here, and then the hip flexors. I think this dynamic fashion is feeling best for me today. Just kind of working into some new space here. and then working out of it. And you can also reposition the body, right? So maybe take more of an upright stance. And if you want more, you can work down to both elbows. Regulating the breath in and out. Just mindful of the breath, mindful of the sensations coming up in the body. Mindful of any thoughts that are coming up and just letting them go. And then we can unhook this leg, lean over toward the left and bring the right one into the picture here. And again, for the first few seconds, just explore, just move around a bit. If it's intense, this is where you want to start, strong on the palm here. And then maybe you start looking for a little more space in this dynamic fashion. Just mindful movement here, mindful movement. We're just present in the body, present in the breath. Maybe you work out of this tall position. And then you can work to both elbows. This also feels really good along the tib. Top of the leg here, the top of the shin. Beautiful. And then we'll unhook that leg. And you can sit in this nice tall position and pat the feet or pat the back of the knees down if that feels good. And let's set up for a reverse plank position here. We're gonna work some reps out of this position and really get that backside body fired up again. So strong on the palms of the hands, long legs. I'm gonna engage my thighs, lift the hips up on a forced exhale, and then just put your butt right back on the floor. Pause here for a beat, keeping the head in neutral, and then right back down. Let's get 8 more like that. 8, 7, 6, really high with the hips, staying rooted through the palms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smooth. Really, really nice there. Roll the shoulders a little bit, and again, very slowly, we're moving slow. Let's work our way into a half kneeling position. This is gonna feel great. So nice tall half kneeling position here, 90 degrees in both knees. And I'm gonna start to shift my hips forward here, reaching forward with the knee. Maybe you reach up with the arms if that feels good. And then I'm gonna shift the hips back and reach the arms forward, working a nice stretch here in the hamstring. So reach, nice stretch in this down leg hip flexor, nice overhead mobility, and then hinge and reach forward. Let's get 5 more like that. 5, 4, looking at a control tempo here. Inhale, fill up here big. Reach as high as we can. And let the air go. One more. Nice, not too shabby at all. And then we'll just work a quick switch of the feet here, quick switch of the knees. So left knee now is rooted, right foot is flat, 90-degree angle here. And let's begin to shift the hips forward. Looking for a nice stretch here in this down leg hip flexor. Driving that knee over the toe. And we can reach up a little bit here. Add to the stretch. And then shift back. Inhale big. really long here. Feel a nice stretch in the back of the right leg. Three more here. Big breath in, reach like you mean it. Keep that balance on the way back. Very, very, very nice. Letting that torso melt. Really good stretch back here. Not too shabby at all. All right, now from there, we'll set up in the quadruped, so this hands and knees position. Hands are gonna be shoulder width apart, knees are gonna be hip width apart, and we'll just work a few cat-cows here. So you can go toes tucked or untucked, whatever resonates with you. But I'm gonna take an inhale, eyes up, and just put an exaggerated arch in that lower back. Exhale, round, and tuck the tail. Chin all the way to the chest. Inhale, push the ground away from you with your hands. Exhale, round. Squeeze your glutes and your tummy. Two more. Smooth, good, good, good. We can find a little organic movement if that feels good. Maybe we can work a little bit of a stretch in the forearms and the wrists here. Flipping the palms, flipping the fingertips so they point back towards you. And then we'll hop into a quick downward facing dog here. So down dog, pedaling the feet if that feels good. It usually does. And then we'll lift the right leg as high as we can. And we're gonna bring our shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. So imagine if you don't have a mat like I don't, imagine the mat's here and we're trying to bring that shin parallel as possible to the front edge of the mat here. And then just place the shin right on the floor. Now this is half pigeon. This is the first stage here. So high up on the hands, right away I'm feeling a nice stretch here in the outside of my, my right glute, the hamstring. So we'll hang out here for a couple of breaths. And if you want more, you can work down to the forearms and just shift the weight side to side, just kind of feeling into the space, taking note of what's going on in your body. Nice. And if you still want more, you can reach forward and then bring the forehead all the way down to your mat. And you can also work dynamic, so kind of shifting through all three. And just exploring space in all three. Nice. And when you're ready, we can slowly work our way back up to this higher position. The first thing you want to do to get out of this position or pose is to tuck these back toes, and let's get that back knee off the ground. We're going to push with the hands and just bring that right leg back toward down dog. And then from there, left leg goes up. We'll bring that up as well. And let's settle into this half pigeon on the left side. So Nice tall posture here to start. We're gonna root ourselves through the hands or the fingertips here. Big breaths. Again, shift left and right. Notice, where we can find little crevices of space, little windows, little avenues of space, little lanes. And then maybe we work down to the forearms for a little more. We'll go through one more quick round of those. So working back down to the forearms. Again, just moving left and right here, just shifting the weight around. Or if it feels good, just holding the static position. Nice. And we can slowly work our way up out of that. Remember, tuck in the back toes once we're in this tall position, lifting the knee, and then working back toward that downward dog. Nice. Now, this last position is going to be pretty intense. We're going to go for a full wheel position. If that's not available to you today, no problem at all. We can practice camel. So this will be the regression that I'll show you first really quick. Set up in this nice tall full kneeling position. And we're just gonna reach for the heels with our hands. Draw the shoulders back and relax the head. And you wanna be there for sets of 5 to 10 seconds. Just a couple of breaths. And then the first thing that comes back is the head, chin to chest, and we can stand tall. If you're ready, let's give wheel a try. So we're gonna set this up flat on our backs. The heels are in line with the fingertips when the arms are fully extended. And we're gonna bring the hands back here by the ears. Fingers are gonna point down toward the toes. And we're gonna take a breath in. And on the exhale, we're gonna push the hips and the shoulders off of the floor. Nice, and then let the head relax. 3, 2, and 1. Chin to chest first, and then slowly bring the shoulders and hips down. Take 2 breaths here. And we're gonna work one more set of that wheel. Beautiful, intense heart opener. Reset the feet now that we know what we're doing. Hands are gonna be here by the ears. And we're gonna work the same thing. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, 3. Big push. Slowly, chin to chest, bringing the shoulders and hips down. Take 2 deep breaths here from this laying flat position. You can bring the knees into the chest if that feels good. Beautiful, and then we'll go ahead and just rock back on up. Not too shabby, beautiful people. That was absolutely awesome. I'm feeling great. I really hope you are too. Please remember to get plenty of water. We just moved all sorts of stuff throughout the body, all sorts of chemistry throughout the body. We've wrung the muscles loose of all sorts of stuff. Let's drain that lymphatic system. So a lot of water, maybe a nice brisk walk later on today just to get a light sweat going and just continue to drain any toxins from the body. Eat well, get some sunlight as always, and I look forward to catching you guys right back here tomorrow for day 4.